Just the stats. Reggie Johnson, Eugene Morgan, coming to you from the lovely city of Atlanta, Georgia. And we're kind of in a situation here in Dallas that I feel like a lot of people saw coming. Now, if I got to go back and look at Luka was traded by Nico this calendar
Uh,
year. He didn't
yeah.
even make it out of the calendar year. So that you trade Luka, you don't even make it out of the calendar year in your job. That's going to go down terrible. Also, here as the graphic on the screen here, the people who are listening and can't see it, defense wins championships, what Nico said, and we're going to hang our hat on defense. This is Nico. I'm combining their names. This is Nico and why he traded Luka, because defense wins championships. I think that was well documented that he said that. And what is not as well documented is Luka Doncic has been nominated for the Best Defender Award at Eurobasket 2025. That is not Eurobasket 2026, Eugene. That is Eurobasket the same year that you were sent out for being trash in defense on 25. That's if you're a Dallas fan, seeing stuff like this, man, you gotta be feeling like it was all for nothing, man, right? Like, what was even the trade all about? And we'll talk a little bit about Nico and kind of the ups and downs. It wasn't all downs, just his down was really down. What are your thoughts on all that?
I text you. You don't. That was a joke, but it's like when you have a generational talent, don't trade it. I know you got Cooper Flag, and yes, that's all everything projects he's going to be. But I heard a stat today is like from year two of Luka to year 6 his career, he's been an all NBA player. I mean, it's like,
oh goodness gracious,
right,
man.
right. So, and you watched him. If you have your blinders on and you haven't seen him play recently, it's probably going to be the same this year as well. So you could probably just pretty much pencil him in for year 7. So if you just, I get it. I heard some zags about it, the defense, but my God, I just, I just can't it makes us look better, because we had him, we traded for Trey, and Trey is not even in the same conversation with Luka, but it makes us look a lot less worse now, right? Because you traded him for a pick and a center who historically has been injured the majority of his career. I mean, you look at his just his stats. I mean, his stats are great, but you look at his games played, it's just not the same. So it's going to be single-handedly the worst. I cannot think of the worst trade. I mean, just NBA, but just overall sports. I was listening to a podcast today. I mean, the Herschel Walker, but again, at least when Dallas did it right, so they were able to drop those players and get picks. So you're not dropping, who you guys picked up.
He got several picks that turned into the Dallas Cowboys franchise winning Dallas Cowboys, a Super Bowl winning team that became the franchise team. But what's interesting is it's different about in my opinion, I should say, the Herschel Walker trade back in that time is different in the sense that a lot of people weren't doing it. So when Jimmy Johnson, I think it was Jimmy Johnson, I think when he did it, when they did that Herschel Walker trade, people weren't really trading like that. Like that kind of opened some floodgates. Like it really opened floodgates. And I don't even think that this trade deserves even mentioned in the same sentence for that trade. Like, this trade was just terrible. This trade was just like, even if the guy the problem is if Herschel Walker, I feel like if Herschel Walker was what Luka was at that early in his career, because Herschel wasn't in his Herschel, they didn't trade Herschel 4 years into his career. I gotta go back and look and see. Maybe they did. I gotta go look back and see, but I thought Herschel was there for a while in Dallas before they did trade him. And also, like you have just kind of alluded to, and when you were comparing the two trades, they got back several things for Herschel. Like, which is what you could have got for Luka. Like, you could have got the Herschel Walker type. Speaking of which, when you talk about a Herschel Walker trade, that was possible for Dallas. Dallas could have gotten a ton for him, which is one of the reasons why they wanted him out of here, because Dallas could have gotten a ton, and you didn't get a ton for the guy, you know? Do you think that there is some, because you can't necessarily fire the owner. Do you think that there is some onus on the owner here, though? Like, does Dumont deserve some shade here?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, how many times have we seen a new owner take over and go, oh, I mean, and what would do? I mean, you got Minnesota when they made their trade for, when they did their trade. I mean, even look at just what happened with Indianapolis, right? So on the football side, so yes, I mean, you always have to worry about the new owners, new owner coming in and trying to make a trade. So here's the thing. I think Charles Barkley said it. I saw somewhere where someone was like, you know what? No one's signing off. The owner's always signing off this trade. Yes. The GM will get blamed for this, obviously, but I mean,
the owner had to let him do it, right? Like, there's no way in the world you're not trading a person like this without running it by ownership, man.
Right. And again, why are you not shopping this pick? Certain the pick, but this player. Why are you not looking? I mean, because that's the thing. There's no way. Here's the thing. Even if the ownership has no idea how basketball is run, but it's still on the GM to go, I still need to look out and go for the best package for this guy, because look what Desmond Bain got. Look what Memphis got for Desmond, right? Look for that. Look at what Houston got. Look at all these things, and you're telling me that's the only thing you got for Luka? I mean, how is Austin Reeves not in that trade? There's just so many things that doesn't make sense. And again, when it happened, it was like it was a clock, right? It was like the clock is starting when Nico's gonna get fired. That was it. Because it's like when you saw the return, there's no way you can justify that to your fans. Yes, you got Cooper Flag. He's gonna be amazing, right? Is he being Luka? The jury's out. Who knows what he's going to be, but he's going to be. There's the talent is there. Right? We're not going to dispute that, but we don't know where that's out yet, right? We knew with Luka.
Yeah,
we knew with Luka, right? We knew right away. We kind of knew. We look at it and go, "This is different." Now we didn't know how different it was, because again, he was playing in a different style league, and we weren't sure. But after the first year, you knew it was different. And now it's like, now you awoke the beast, right? You as in Dallas Mavericks.
He's like, I'm gonna go get in shape now, bro, and give
right.
30
exactly
and a half
right
every night. You know what I mean? So what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean?
Poked the beast. You said, you know what? He doesn't play defense. He's overweight. He's this. He's that. And then you're like, oh, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna be on the cover of this. I'm gonna do this, and what did he do? He just the first 4 or 5 games, he set a record for the most total points scored by an NBA player. It's
ridiculous, man.
Yeah, you just,
and he's 26, by the way.
He's 26.
So what's funny is I was looking up the comparisons to the Herschel Walker situation, and Herschel was actually traded within the first 4 years of his career. But there's still some differences, though. So some major differences between the Herschel Walker trade and the Luka trade, which I don't know if Dallas would have traded him if it was the exact same situation, because Dallas, and when they traded Herschel Walker, they traded him at 27. So traded around the same time. Luka traded at 26. Herschel Walker traded at 27. When Herschel was traded, this is what they were. Dallas kind of riding a hot hand here. So Herschel was traded after coming off 2 years where he had a ton of yards. He had led the NFL in total yards of scrimmage in 87 and then rushing in 88 and traded in 89. So they kind of traded a hot hand when they did trade him and got the boatload that they got for him. But there is a major difference. And I think one of the things that you just mentioned is a major difference because Herschel got drafted in 85. So Luka's actually been playing longer. Herschel got drafted in 85. And in those, 4 years or so, before he got traded over to the Vikings, he had made the Pro Bowl twice. But you're talking about a person in Luka who made like the All-Star team, like almost every. I got to go back and look and see if it's every season he's played.
Every season.
Made all the NBA almost every season that you've been playing. These are things that Herschel Walker was not doing. Herschel wasn't making Pro Bowls every season. You know what I mean? He wasn't leading the top of every season. So I feel like there is some differences there, but I think the biggest difference is what Jimmy got for Herschel, man. Like what they got for Herschel and what Dallas got for Luka, and with a guy who, like I said, I don't know if Dallas would have traded him if he was making Pro Bowls, if he had made like 5 or 6 Pro Bowls in a row. I'm not sure if they feel the same way as they feel about the guy now. But the thing is at least you knew that what you had was extremely valuable, and it seemed like you knew the value of what you possessed more than Dallas seemed like they did. I don't know. All these months later, with Nico now being fired, this just seemed personal. Like it did. I'm not in there. I'm not in the building, but it comes across to me as I don't think Nico was on, or Luka, either one of them were on each other's Christmas card list here. You know what I mean? I feel like there was like a situation where we like really don't mess with each other. You know what I mean? I don't know. If Nico definitely has demonstrated that he didn't mess with Luka. You know what I mean? He didn't like having him there. Because if you're just looking at the results, which I am very much a result-oriented guy, man, I took the results and been like, hey, you know, we were a year removed from a finals. Are we going to trade the guy who led every category in that finals?
Every category.
We're going to trade the guy who led every category. Like, it does not make sense unless you just don't like the guy. And some of the comments that came out after were so disrespectful in the sense that they weren't necessarily, I mean, they were basketball. They weren't really personal, but they did take swipes at your work ethic a little bit. They took swipes at your defensive work. They took swipes at your conditioning. You know what I mean? Like these were comments that were made about you that had a tinge of like personal animus in them. It seemed like, you know what I mean? Like not necessarily I'm going to show you who runs things, but maybe you're getting too big for your britches. You know, Luka, you don't run this organization. Maybe this is a situation where they felt like this is how you were going to show you. But, you know, Luka took the high road. They asked him about Nico and how he felt about, you know, him getting fired and everything. And Luka didn't necessarily comment directly. He just said that, you know, he's going to always love, I'm going to paraphrase, he's going to always love Dallas, consider Dallas at home. Yep. He didn't ever want to leave. And that's that. He didn't even mention Nico by name. He didn't even like mention the situation. Said he's kind of like in LA now, worried about being a Laker, which he should be. But you just got to be like, yo, man, it's got to hurt every time you're a Dallas Mavericks fan. When you hear a guy like that who's doing what he's doing, say, I never wanted to leave and I've always considered my home and I never wanted to leave. Like, you're like, oh.
And you saw in his face, too. It's like you saw in interviews with his, like, he did not want to leave there. And again, when we compare American athletes to overseas athletes, like he did not. I mean, again, maybe he's the best actor. Maybe he's Al Pacino of our time, but he really came across like he didn't want to leave Dallas. He was really distraught by that. But now you like you had that moment where like he's sad, he's distraught, but then you start poking the bear, and you, like you said, leaking all these things like his work ethic, and he's not getting in shape. The defense.
I felt like some of those things too were elite to save face with the fan base, man. That's what sometimes these teams do, right? Hey guys, it's not our fault that we just traded a perennial all-star. This is why he wasn't getting. He's eating donuts and stuff and drinking beers.
Right. I mean, how many times do we wait until a guy's traded or he leaves the team and like you're waiting for the story? Nope. Where's it at? Where's the oh, he was this to our team story, and that's what we're all waiting for. And to Luka's credit, like he's like, okay, and like you said, he kept to the script, and it's like this is I love Dallas, I don't want to leave, blah blah blah, and then he's on Men's Health looking like 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 he's he's lifting like what they wanted him to do, right? It's like you poked him to become this person, and now you're in. It's just so funny to me. You could just talk to him. I think if you just would have Luka, look, you took us to the finals, but you have to be getting in this type of shape. What do you need from us? And Nico went the other way. It's like I don't think he's going to get there, so we need to trade him. Versus
do you think he would have got there though? I mean, I can't say that he would.
I don't know. That's a great question.
Sometimes when you have a situation, right, Eugene, where you break up with somebody breaks up with you, whatever, you leave the person because the person's fat or whatever, overweight, or they are lazy. They're just never. Cause I'm getting not overweight doesn't necessarily equate to being lazy. Some people just overweight, but still, I see the people in the gym and stuff all the time. So it's not just that, but the lazy connotation that can come with that, because I feel like that's kind of what they were kind of throwing at Luka a little bit here, man. It was a little bit like, yo, bro, you're fat and you're lazy. Like, we don't feel like you're in shape enough. You're getting injured. They blamed the injuries on the weight and stuff like that, and his conditioning and stuff like that. But let's say that you're with that person, you leave, and then that person loses all the weight. Right. And now they're a smoke show, men or women. They're a smoke show. They've left you. You're not with you anymore, but now they're a smoke show. They've gotten all the weight off. They're toned up. They're dressing a certain way. They've changed their whole look and vibe. And people are like, oh, do you wish you still had it? But it's like, bro, when I was with her, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that when I was there.
It wasn't like that.
You know what I mean?
It all changed.
Well, like that. Right. It was never like that when I was there. So the thing is, can I really care? Maybe me breaking up with you helped you, in the sense I broke up with you and it gave you the wake up call. Like, hey, well, I really got to do something now, and maybe I do need to worry about my health. Maybe I do need to eat a certain kind. Maybe I do need to change my life. So sometimes those things can be the catalyst. I had a breakup, man, and it was a rough breakup, and she had broken up with me, and I liked the relationship. But at the same time, my entire life got better after. Like, my entire life got better. Like, so many aspects of my life got better after this person, that it's kind of like, I mean, happy it still happened. Like, no matter what, even if it looks like no matter what she may be doing, no matter what may be happening now, the results of my life after were just still net better. So it's kind of like, I'm kind of glad that happened. But I mean, it's kind of be hard to think Nico is thinking that. What do you think he's thinking that now? Like, hey, I'm still kind of glad it happened. Like, I mean, it's kind of hard to know, man, because you really don't know what Luka would have done. Maybe this was the wake up call because he didn't expect it to get traded. Maybe he would have just kept on the beer and hanging out if he had stayed in Dallas. I can't say that is not different, but at the same time, he could also just got into shape and just kept scoring 30 because he was already doing that. He's
already doing that, right? It's already there.
He was already scoring 30 for you, brother. That's your problem right there. No matter what the weight is, you ain't got another guy doing that.
Yeah.
Not another guy in Dallas doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I mean, look, superstars are divas. I mean, that's always going to be the case. We're not going to gloss over it. But again, I just don't, and just from everything we hear, I just don't think he ever spoke to Luka and just had that one-on-one.
Sat him down and had to come to Jesus moment of kind of like, hey, man, this couldn't really be detrimental to you type situation.
No, I mean, again, I mean, just from what we hear on the reporting side, it just felt like Nico was done after they lost in the finals, and he felt like this was his justification. We're going to go this way. We're going to go for defense. And again, I get it. If Anthony Davis, it's going to be if you could pencil in, I'm sorry, not pencil. If you can ink with a pen 70 plus games with Anthony Davis, And that's
that
the
trade just
direction you're
becomes
going?
much better, right?
It becomes
And it
much
still
better.
seems like you're underwater on that trade. So it still seems like you're underwater due to the age, but at least it's a better trade if you're getting prime AD. You know what I mean? You're getting a much better trade.
Much better trade. Again, you can go off of the draft picks, but again, if you get this defensive guy that won a championship, that was just one of the, if he brings that championship level play that we saw in the bubble, then yes, I can like squint my eyes and go, okay, this is what you're doing, and then squint my eyes, and then you get Cooper, and everyone's playing around him. But the issue is, AD is injured. You're still waiting for Kyrie to come back. You're still trying to figure out all these things, and it just doesn't look good. You know, you just it's just one of those crazy things. Like, dude, you have the guy, figure it out.
Right.
I mean,
what do you think about that? Was because a lot of teams do that, man. You know, you have that happen. We talked about that last week, football wise. You know, Cleveland trades Baker, Leon. They're looking for their Baker. It's like you these teams, they trade their guy and then they're going around looking for their guy again. Yeah. You know, maybe there just needs to be guardrails on this a little bit. Maybe if there's any blame that Dumont would have in there, the owner, if there's any blame he would have, in my opinion, is like I don't know if this, you come into an organization, you just buy it, and then you trade the most popular player like fairly close to the time that you purchased this team. You kind of it seems to me that you did what a lot of people hope you would do. A lot of people want absent ownership to the degree where they want ownership to let the people they hire make these decisions. They want to make sure that the people, the basketball people, the football people, whatever the sport may be, that the people that you have in power are actually professionals. Like, you don't want owners just coming in and meddling. But this is a time where I think a lot of the fan base wish the owner meddled, man. They wish the owner came in and said, hey, no, we're not trading Luka, But this felt like the owner was just kind of like, whatever, if this is what you feel is best, which I kind of listen. Nico is not all bad. His record there is not all bad from a talent acquisition standpoint, from a making the trades you had to make to get you to the final standpoint. I think that's what had Nico riding high. Those were the Gafford trade, right? Gafford, and he brought in a couple people in that trade. It wasn't just Gafford he brought in. But Lively as well. People like Kyrie there. There was a lot of there's some positives there. In that
he took his team went to the finals the year before. Let's not forget.
Based pretty much on no trades too, because they had made those trades and went on fire, went on a run after those trades were complete.
Right. You not like, if you can look at the record of that team before those trades, you were not like picking the Mavericks to be in the finals. And they, like I said, they went through the playoffs that year, and like, okay, there's you can look at those games and look at that series, and like, there's so many series that you would have thought they were under matched, and they just outperformed, and they got the finals. So you're right.
It was PJ Washington and Gafford.
Yeah.
So PJ Washington and Gafford trade
was amazing.
For them. Series. And then I feel like that kind of, they're off to the races. They're off to the races. And therein lies, I think, the problem, because he probably got gas after that. A lot of people gave him a lot of credit, man. You had taken the team to the finals, and your impact, your trades had a definitive impact. You can say that, hey, you would have had a part of saying that, hey, I helped lead this team to the finals. If you were an executive in Nico's position at this standpoint, you would have been able to pump your chest out and say that, and say, hey, I helped lead them to the finals. Mm-hmm. I think that's what gave him the credibility, though, Eugene, to go in. You see what I'm saying? I feel like that was what gave people to be like, hey, well, the guy obviously knows what he's doing. He made these. If he had not made these trades, we might not have even made the finals. So obviously the guy knows what he's talking about. The problem is a generational talent is a generational talent. And if you're going to trade him in the middle of the night you need to get back like 15 guys, bro. Like you should have got back 3 teams for this guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want you're never gonna have a first round pick again in your life. You know what I mean? Not in my natural life. All your first round picks are gone. For as many as I can take in a row, I'm gonna take those in a row, and then I'm gonna try to take some more in a gap year or so from you. You know what I mean? And see if I can just go get those 2. Because I'm gonna try to take as many first rounds I can take. I'm gonna rebuild my entire team if I'm trading Luka, and that's absolutely not what they got.
No,
it's not what they got, man.